Welcome to this short introduction to ISO standard 23678. The industry recognized that a major objective is to prevent accidents and incidents from occurring. A global network of competent personnel employed by authorized service providers is vital for life-saving appliances to remain fit for purpose, sustaining crew confidence, and contributing to the prevention of incidents and accidents. On May 19, 2016, two resolutions were adopted from the MSC. MSC 400-296, which describes the requirements for maintenance, thorough examination, operational testing, overhaul and repair of survival crafts, launching appliances and release gear. This resolution states the three following important steps. It adopts the requirements. It states that the requirements will take effect on January 1, 2020. It invites governments to ensure that manufacturers makes equipment, instructions, specialized tools and spare parts available to independent service providers. MSC 400-296 replaces all previous guidelines. Furthermore, MSC 400-496, which amends the requirements of MSC 400-296 into SOLAS, Chapter 3, Regulation 20 on Operational Readiness, was adopted. The ISO 23678 series on service technician training consists of the following. Part 1. Guidance to training providers describes the competence route of the candidate and the resources that the training provider needs to deliver the training. Part 2. Initial training describes the training program for initial familiarization and induction training. Part 3. Level 1 training describes the controlled environment education and training delivered at a training academy. The training program focuses on the technical training for type-specific life-saving appliances. Part 4. Level 2 in-field competence describes the requirements for initial in-field and ongoing competence assessments. For the training to be delivered successfully, it is essential that the correct personnel, facilities, and equipment be available to support the program. Organizations shall ensure that candidates receive well-structured and effective training with a fair, standardized, and reliable assessment process. The training shall be conducted in an appropriately equipped safe environment. The organization delivering the training shall ensure that there are formally documented procedures reflecting this. Part 1 gives a description of the complete training program, the route from no knowledge until you are a certified service technician. Furthermore, it gives the training facility the requirements for delivering the training, such as staff resources. Organizations delivering the training shall ensure there are sufficient approved trainers and assessors to carry out the training and assessment. The requirements for trainers and assessors. Trainers shall meet the requirements of the certification body. The selection and approval process shall ensure trainers are trained in instructional lecture techniques and have proven instructing experience. Assessors and internal verifiers. Organizations delivering the training shall ensure there are sufficient assessors and internal verifiers with the appropriate training and qualification. Trainer-candidate ratio. It is recommended that the maximum number of candidates attending this program be 8. The following ratios indicate the maximum number of candidates to be supervised by one instructor at any one time during each activity. Theory, 1:8. Demonstration and practical, 1:4. Physical resources. The training establishment shall clearly demonstrate there are adequate resources and documented procedures to ensure that training and assessment can be delivered consistently and safely. Facilities. It is important that the full range of facilities be made available to ensure candidates get the most out of their training. The following features shall be in place. Administration arrangements to support candidates through registration and assessment to certification. Designated room or area to deliver theory sessions. Designated area with sufficient space and equipment during the practical exercises. Risk assessments shall be in place to cover all learning and assessment activities that are fit for purpose and regularly reviewed. Equipment. All equipment shall be maintained and, where appropriate, inspected and tested in accordance with the relevant documents, guidance and manufacturer's recommendations. Risk assessments shall be conducted and documented for all training equipment. Part 2. Initial Service Technician Training. The aim of this program is to give individuals who have little or no experience as a service technician the theoretical and practical knowledge of manufacturers and authorized service provider operations at an entry level that enables them to progress through the Level 1 and Level 2 service technician training. The prerequisites for the candidates are to hold or be working towards a nationally recognized qualification in engineering or mechanics. Initial service technician training consists of 3 modules. Module 1 covers manufacturers and authorized service provider operations. The legislative framework and industry guidelines, regulations and conventions applicable to manufacturers and authorized service providers. Types, function, roles, design and construction of survival crafts, their launching appliances and release gear within the offshore and maritime industry. The causes of lifeboat and rescue boat accidents, and the procedures for thorough examination, operational testing, overhaul and repair of survival crafts, launching appliances and release gear. Module 2 covers general health and safety legislative requirements, workplace hazards, and life-saving rules. Module 3 covers risk assessment and risk intervention systems. The elements you will go through during the initial training will be a mix of theoretical and practical training and will be concluded with a written test. Your certificate is valid for a period of 3 years. Prior to your certificate's expiry date, you have to participate in an initial service technician refresher training program. Part 3, Level 1 Technician Training. The service technician program is designed for individuals who have completed the initial service technician training and need to gain the technical, theoretical and practical knowledge to enable them to carry out maintenance, thorough examination, operational testing, repair and overhaul of survival crafts, launching appliances, and on-load release gear under supervision. The prerequisites for the Level 1 service technician training is holding or be working towards a nationally recognized qualification in engineering or mechanics and hold a valid initial service technician certificate. The training is divided into 5 modules. Work, health and safety issues while conducting training on board. Survival craft. Release gear. Davits and winches. The training is a blend of theoretical knowledge, practical exercises and a continuous assessment process. The final assessment shall be conducted by an assessor who may also be involved in the delivery of the training program. It shall take the form of direct observation. Documentary evidence for the continuous assessment shall be provided for the final assessment. If a candidate is deemed not yet competent, in the opinion of the trainer or assessor after reasonable tuition, and is unable to meet the learning outcomes of any individual module, only the training outcomes that the candidate has not been able to achieve competence in needs be repeated. Following the final assessment of Stage 1, a Stage 2 assessment will be carried out, where the candidate must complete at least 4 full system assessments to complete Level 1 training. When the candidate is found competent in all elements, the candidate is able to work under supervision. The Level 2 in-field competence assessment is for experienced service technicians that needs to be assessed to work unsupervised. The prerequisites to be assessed is either have successfully completed Level 1 service technician controlled environment technical education and training, or have participated in a manufacturer's established certification program accompanied by sufficient in-field work experience. Supporting evidence may include training logs, previous reports, photographs, or videos covering the range of systems. The assessment process covers 3 units: work, health, and safety issues while conducting activities on board. Annual inspection, maintenance, thorough examination, repair and operational test, and 5-year thorough examination overhaul and operational overload test. The Level 2 assessment shall be carried out no later than 12 months after completion of the Level 1 final assessment. The Level 2 in-field competence assessment is valid for a period of 3 years, whereafter the candidate must be reassessed. Should you choose to enroll on a Craylog Academy course, you will be forwarded information accordingly. Our theory modules consist of e-learning modules for you to prepare prior to your course in order for us to focus on the practical exercises in the assessment process. Our courses are delivered in cooperation with Martech Training Center at their facilities. Together with Martech, we have certified personnel since 2008 and are experienced in developing and delivering these courses, which ensures safety and quality throughout your course with Craylog Academy.